everything, and I mean everything, has a best of list. On ESPN, the worst of the worst has a best of list. So no matter how good or bad something is, it usually gets its dues. However, today we are far from talking about the worst of anything, because today we are talking about the very best in commercial flooring, and how these projects climb to the very top over so many other legendary projects. Today is the best commercial flooring projects from the past year. So before we discuss the very best of the best in commercial flooring, you're probably sitting there wondering, so how do I get amazing floors like this? Well, that part's actually pretty easy. All you have to do is visit starnetflooring.com and bada bing bada boom, you're good to go. Or you're probably sitting there also thinking, what exactly made these commercial flooring projects so much better than so many other giants in this space? Well, without doing a massive clip show, which, ew, that would just be so gross and so disrespectful. But without doing a massive clip show, over the past few weeks, we've been breaking down some of the very best in commercial flooring design. And some of these projects would definitely win interior design awards as well. But overall, we've talked about corporate, Canadian, healthcare, you name it, we've talked about it in commercial flooring. And how do you break that down into one project that equals one word? The best. Well, technically that's two words, but I think we all got what I meant. One project above them all, the absolute best from the past year. Well, hopefully today I can answer that, but we have to break down a few projects just a little bit more first. Man, oh man, Canada literally did everything this year except win the top spot. They swept healthcare, they won single source installation, they have several medals across a bunch of different fields, with some of their projects medaling almost 3 times. That's absolutely insane. We had the Dogwood Care Home by Maxwell Floors. They won it all for the Canadians in the Canadian Project of the Year category. We of course had Kyson Regional Hospital by Antex Western, which had some beautiful hospital floors that took home the healthcare gold, along with our single source winner, which was the Good News Chapel by our good friends at LaBrose. And granted, all of these projects were done by different contractors, but it really shows that Canadian design, especially in the commercial flooring space, is really growing. And I've seen some of the projects heading into next year, and they're definitely not slowing down anytime soon. However, I did a whole video on Canadian design, and I talked about some of the projects I just mentioned there in a lot greater detail, so be sure to check that out because we have a lot more to talk about in this video. This year we also had some truly impressive designs that really blurred the lines between categories. There's of course your stunning projects like the Delaware Museum of Nature and Science by Tri-State Carpet, which took home the gold in unique installation, which rightfully so, just look at this project. Along with projects like Owens Community College School of Nursing, which was done by Commercial Flooring of Toledo. And this one was a special one for me because it did take home the educational gold, but I think it blurred the line perfectly between categories. And here's exactly what I mean by that. It was just a nice mix between healthcare and education, blending them together perfectly in several different aspects. And when you think about commercial flooring, it's all about how it can enhance the environment around it. And a school, especially a school of nursing, it definitely needs to be a place of education and healthcare, which they nailed. And the next project we need to talk about when it comes to unique design is special in a totally different light. The Hingham Foster Elementary School by Capital Carpet and Flooring Specialists we talked about during our education video. However, that's not why it's so special. This project actually won the Rob Starr's People's Choice Award, a category that is not picked by our all-star panel of judges, but instead hand-selected through a vote by some of the best minds in interior design and commercial flooring. flooring. I honestly think winning the popular vote in that sense just adds a whole nother layer on why these floors are interesting. Because not only does this project pop, which I think is very obvious to see by the design, but I find it reassuring that the top minds in design, press, and the people installing the floors agree with the direction commercial flooring is going. And that direction is not only some super cool floors that look really nice, but that direction is showing we can install really nice materials that serve a purpose for our customer. So after unique design, where do we go next? I mean, you all saw some of those projects. How do we top that? Well, of course, with some slick office designs. And I know that might not sound appealing to everyone, but just give me a few seconds and I swear we will look at some slick designs. Because those who have been following along from the very beginning, you know we covered some of these corporate projects all the way back in the first video covering the design awards. Because these projects really blurred the line and really showed everyone that you can make office spaces really energized and really fun again. For starters, there was the Havas building by Consolidated Flooring, winning the mixed use category, which that's basically like throwing so many categories into one and rolling it down a hill. So saying they blurred the line and made something really revolutionary is an understatement. Because this project really served its functionality plus some and really gave the customers something interesting to look at underneath their feet every single day. Then Consolidated Flooring did it again with a very slick design within the beautiful heart of Chicago with this law firm. However, we've talked about slickness, we've talked about materials and colors that pop, and we for sure have talked a lot about commercial flooring and design. But how have none of these projects claimed the crown? The crown of the best commercial flooring project of the past year? Well, that's because our winning project hails in good old California in the hospitality sector. That's right, everybody. Here is the very best in commercial flooring. Enjoy. In the heart of Southern California, where the spirit of the old country still lingers, the Murrieta Hot Springs Resort has undergone a breathtaking revival. A $4.2 million transformation that reawakened a cultural icon. Once known for its healing waters and timeless Spanish architecture, originally a world-class destination to a spa to a Bible college before being reimagined as a sanctuary of wellness and tranquility. All thanks to those beautiful floors. With a vision rooted in California nostalgia, the design team led by on-giving design architects supported by Universal Metro both came together to embark on an incredible journey. Every detail from the tile to the finishes was chosen to honor the past while elevating the guest experience. Backed by trusted vendors like Daltile, Ardex, and Mapei, the project balanced historic reverence with cutting-edge materials, ensuring both beauty and durability. Today, the Murrieta Hot Springs stands renewed, an outstanding escape where guests can unplug, recharge, and immerse themselves in a story that spans over a century.